We're looking over yesterday's assignment. Today is 8:23 when we're going to be doing the gorilla assignments. But right now, I just want to go back over yesterday's to see what happens when it doesn't spell something out. So I did this really light because I didn't want to do the whole thing. But it looks like what letter's out of place? E. Probably the E. So that means, watch carefully, is I'm going to go back to 19. So 19 is over here. So 18, which is the least number, which was, oh, by the way, on this one, three places, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now I can compare. Which one was the smallest? The E, the D, or the R? The which one? The D. So I'm going to put my number. Make sure that you have your number because that's what I'm going to be looking at. And I'm glad that I'm going over this because I couldn't record the lesson yesterday. So anybody that's absent is going to get this. And then, so that is the D. And then the largest, what was the largest? And Leanna, it looks like the largest is the one with 1, 2, 3. But remember, to compare it, I have to put 2 zeros here, right? So 900 is greater than 499. So this one is going to be the R, which is 8.9. And so where we see the 19, that's what we're going to put, is we're going to put the letter R. Okay. And should it be T-O, trying to? What's the next word? Trying to what? F-I-R-D. Okay, F-I-R-D. Okay, does that look like a word? No. So, which one do you think is out of place? R. Probably the R. So that means we need to go back to number 1. And this is 387. This is 384. 387 is what? So it gets 2 dots. The smaller one always gets 1. So it's greater than, it should get the letter N. So this one here, fix up your mistake. And that's why we do the puzzles. Not so much for the puzzle itself, but that the words make sense. So you can go back and you can fix up anything that didn't sound right. Trying to find, do we get A? Yes. And what did we get on this next one? 14. And again, if you turn in a paper with this and it's right, but you don't have any of these, then you don't get credit. So you have to have the answer to the math problem. And then this was P-L-A-C-E. Okay. So get it? What was the truck driver doing with a load of hogs? Hogs or pork. Trying to find a parking place. Get it? Parking place. Bada boom. Anyway, that's it. So, because you're gifted and talented, and the advanced, flip over your paper. And we're going to look at just a few of these because I want to be mindful of our time. We get out of here at 25 and the time flies by in these classes. But yeah, it flies by. But we're going to look at this one real quick. It says, give 2 values of x that's in between, that's where 4.5 is smaller than this number, but 4.6 is going to be greater than that number. Oh, this is a challenge. I don't know how to make this bigger now, but it's okay. Wait a second. Is there anything in between 0.4 and 0.5? Okay, so watch what I'm going to do. What if I make it, I can't. Okay, so I'm going to say 4.5, but what if I put a 0 here and a 0 here? Can you think of a number in between 4.50 and 4.60? Caitlin, what? 4.55. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be right in the middle, but let's just do one. I don't need to do 2. So a number in between would be 4.55. So sometimes you have to add a 0. So the same thing with this one. Oh, this one's going to be hard. Because you're gifted. Well, in fact, let's do 21 first. What should I add to the 82 and the 83? A 0. Okay. And now can I find something in between 20 and 30?
Yes.
Which one, Gabrielle? Tell me a number. Any number.
25.
25. So it could be 1.825. Okay. And let's do the same thing. What could I add on? Oh, there's nothing in between 12 and 13, but I could add a what? We can add a 0. Okay. Now can you find something?
Yes.
What do you think? So we know it's 3.012, and then what could be the next number? What's in between 20 and 30? 25. There you go. That's in between. Now this one's a little bit harder. Okay, this one's a little bit harder because, there's 3 numbers here. So I'm going to start with 15, 1, 2, 3. And this has already got 1, 2, 3. But, is there anything in between these two? So what would I still have to do to both numbers? Put another 0. So now it's between 0, 0 and 1, 0. Now could you find another number? There you go. So between 0 and 10 is a 5. So she's absolutely right, and I don't have room here, so I'm going to put it below. 15.0005. And 24 should be a little bit easier. Now, if I just put a 0, I've got 19 and 20. Is that enough zeros? Yeah, somebody maybe can shut the light. That would be cool. You want to shut the light? Because then you could see that better. Alrighty. Who knows what I still need to put onto that 19 and 20? Yes, ma'am. Can you what? Well, you can move to a different desk. All right, can you see better? Okay. So this is going to be, I have to add another 0. 0.190 and 200. Now can I find another number? And it could be anything. It could be 0.192. It doesn't have to be exactly 0.195. So there we go. There's another number. And we'll do one more, and then I'll collect these in a little bit. This one. Oh, this has 1, 2, 3, 4. This only has 1, 2, 3. What should I add on to this first one? A 0. And now we're looking for a number between 10 and 15. Sorry, scammer. Goodbye. Okay. So what's another number between 10 and 15? 5. So, no, 5's already there. Would it be like, could it be 11, 12, 13, or 14? Yes, no, maybe? Yes. So it could be any of those. So we'll go 0.12, we'll say 1, 2. So 10, in between 10 and 15 is 12.12. Okay, does that kind of make sense? So that might be a bonus question on a pop quiz that you will be having this week. You will be having a pop quiz, for sure, on everything that we've done, but I can't give it to you until I give you all your papers back. So I'll probably finish recording those, the grades, and then I will have a pop quiz. Thursday or Friday, probably. Most likely. So this is what we're going to be doing today. And I forget what assignment number this is. How many assignments have we had in here? I think this is our 5th one. This is our 5th one? So, in fact, when you get this, here's the holes. We're going to, and on the one that we were just looking at, if you could go ahead and make sure your name is on it. And because it's going to go in your notebook this way, the 4 should really go up in this corner. Okay. Up, I said 4 and I put a 3. Okay. And so put a 4 on the one that I'm going to pick up. And this one that we're going to be doing today is going to have a 5. So I'll pick up the papers at the end of the period. So I'm going to give you this one right now. You're welcome. Assmt over. Here you go. I need to get a little lamp. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Is I'm going to put a little lamp so you have a little bit more lighting. But I do like it with the light out. Okay. Alrighty. So we are going to be working with, we did some place value yesterday, but not a lot. Now we're going to be looking at the actual places of these. Now, I don't know, people at home, if my overhead chart will be seen. Let me see if I can, nope, I can't do it. Well, split screen. What is split screen? I can't do, I guess I can't do anything while I'm recording. So, can't do it. So what we're going to be looking at, find a spot at the bottom. We're going to take some notes. I'm not real big on a lot of notes, but some of them you need. We're going to be doing some place value up to, I'm going to say millions. So at the very bottom, we're going to do, maybe start over here. You see some lettering right here. I'm going to put it a little bit below because I want to put some numbers above these. So I'm going to put 1 space, 2, 3, and you do the same. And then this is going to be tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. So on this side, on the left, are my whole number values. Who knows what this place value is right here? Caitlin, what? It is the ones. Who knows what this one is? It is the tens. And this one here is the hundreds. Then when we get over to this side, anything to, like over here is whole numbers. And I like to use money as an example, whole dollars. But everything over here is less than $1. For example, if you look at this 2.06, that's like 2 whole dollars. Anything to the right is less than $1. That's only 6 cents. So we're going to look at this here. So because I don't have a lot of room, I'm going to write my decimal numbers on the bottom. This first place is the tenths. And I'm just going to write it in number form. Tenths. You should write it on yours. Who thinks they know what the next one is? Did you do place value of decimal last year?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think, Caitlin? Okay, listen carefully. So the first place is 10. 2 places over is going to have 2 zeros. So it's the hundredths. I could spell it out, but this makes more sense to me. 2 zeros, 2 places over. Guess what the next one's going to be? What? Thousands. And I'm running out of room already. Thousandths. And then if that's thousands, guess what this one's going to be? 10,000ths. And I'm really going to have to squeeze this. So 1, 2, 3, and I'll put the THS right below. That's good enough. Okay. So 10,000ths, think of in your head how many zeros it's got. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Which means 10,000ths is 1, 2, 3, 4. Who thinks they know what the next place value is going to be? Gabriel, what? 100,000. And I really don't have any room for this. So I'm going to go, will I have enough room? Yeah, I'll have enough room. 100. And then again, I'm going to put the THS under it. So 100,000s has 5 zeros. It'll be 5 places over. Now there's a couple that I want you to memorize. Is thousands with 3 zeros. I always know thousands then is going to be 1, 2, 3 places over. Then 100ths is 1 less. 10,000s is 1 more. And the next one that I want you to memorize is, I don't have room. I just don't have room. Is I'm gonna draw an arrow because I just don't have room. This one here is going to be 1 0 0 0 0 0. That's millions. Count how many zeros there are in a million. There's 6. So that's the magical one that you must remember. Millions is 6. So as soon as you hear millions, you're going to go, and you're going to have a lot more of millions tomorrow. But millions is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places over always. Once I know my millions, 100,000s is one less. And 10,000s, well, I go to thousands, which is 3. 10,000s is one more. We'll do more on that tomorrow. But right now, what we're going to look at is we're going to be looking at some of these. All right, so we're going to be naming some of these together. So we'll do 2 of them, and then you can do the rest of them. So let's look at this letter L. How many sections are there in this whole square altogether?
10.
There are 10. How many sections are shaded in? 3. So by the way, this is the fraction form. The decimal form, tenth is one place over. So tenth, I'm going to put, I don't need the 0 in front. I'm going to put one line. And guess how many tenths I have? 3. So it's 3 tenths. They sometimes put a 0 in the front to show you've got no whole, but you've got 3 tenths. So I'm going to find that answer at the bottom. That was the letter L. Let me keep a check on our time. 59, and we get out of here at 25. Oh, not enough time. All right, so I have to go a little bit faster. I've got to pick up my time. 0.03, where it's right here. So right here, again, they have the 0 in front, but that's the same thing. You're going to put the letter L. Then we're going to go over to this letter D. Okay. Now, this one, do I have a whole box that's completely shaded in?
No.
Yeah, because these two, they're adding together. So I have a whole box. So I've got one whole dollar. And now, how many sections are these boxes cut into? Well, careful, it's 10 by 10. What's 10 times 10? So it's 100. There's 100 little boxes. So I know that's hundredths. Hundredths is how many places over? 2 zeros, 2 places over. So I need 1, 2. So how many hundredths then are shaded in? I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. How many altogether? 63. 1 and 63 hundredths. So make sure your answer is very clear. So 1 and 63 hundredths, that's the letter D, 1 and 63 hundredths. Here it is, right here. So it's right here, and we're going to put the letter D. Okay. So that's how you do those. Then I'm going to come down here. Hold on a second. Oh, these aren't going to be too bad. Okay. Then down here, you're going to name each of these values that are listed. In fact, this is from 0 to 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sections, which means they're all in tenths. So I'm not going to tell you any answers here, but I'll say if this is 5 tenths, guess what this one is?
6.
Oh, I'm going backwards.
4.
4 tenths. Guess what this one is?
3 tenths.
3 tenths. Guess what this one is?
2 tenths.
Can you figure out what the E is?
1 tenth.
There you go. There's your answer for the E. Put the actual decimal right here. I don't want to give it away. So find your answer at the bottom and put the letter E. Okay, now this one, it's no different on the second row, but now it's 1 and 0 tenths, 1 and 5 tenths. So guess what this one's going to be right here? Right here. Help me out. 1 and what? How many tenths? 1 point what? 1.6. 1 and 6 tenths. 1 and 7 tenths. I'll go ahead and give you this one. 1 and 8 tenths. 1 and 9 tenths. And one more dime would make $2. So our 1.8 is where the L is. So I want you to finish your line. So the L is 1.8. Where's 1.8? Right here. Oh, another L. But now this last row is different. This last row is 2.50 hundredths. So it looks like in every section there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There's 100 little notches. There's no way we're going to label each notch. There's no way. But we're going to label the major groupings. So this is 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here is 2 and 10 hundredths. So now I'm going to, in fact, we'll do this one. This next big notch is going to be 2 and how many?
20.
2 and 20, not 2 and 20 hundredths. The next big one is what? 2 and 30. And then you're going to follow that example. In fact, I'll help you with the letter O. So this one, I'll draw a little arrow, is 2 and 40. Now, that means starting at 230, you don't count the 230. It's 231, 232, 3, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. But could I have gone from 240 and just went backwards one? Yeah. So if I know this is 240, this one would be 239. So I might have to draw a little arrow just to show that this O is 249. So make sure that you have your answer and that's circled. So 249 is where? Oh, it's right at the beginning. And that gets the letter O. Okay. And then the other thing that you need to do is over here. This is, you're going to write the actual decimal. How bad is this one? Oh, this is not so bad. Okay, we could do it. I just have to hurry. All right, so I need you to underline the place value. It's tenths. I know I'm going to have a decimal side. I need you to circle. Oh, here's hundredths. But here on I, there's the word and. And then I want you to underline tenths. D, what word should I circle? The N, because that's going to be our decimal, and underline the tenths. So I'll help you with one more, and then you're going to follow the pattern. On the G, I'm going to circle the end, and I'm going to underline hundredths. So we're going to start from the G. So G for sure is 7, and I'm done with that. Then hundredths, in your mind, how many zeros does 100 have? So that means hundredths. I need 2 lines. And so now this tells me how many hundredths I have. I've got 34. Guess what I'm going to put right here? 34. So 7 and 34 hundredths. So once you draw those lines, you're done with that hundredths. You don't write hundredths again. So let's find 7 and 34. Oh, that's the very first one. It's the letter G. Okay. Then let's look at the next one. 15 and, I get a 15. What's the N stand for?
And
Is the decimal. Tenths. A 10 has how many zeros? So that tenths, when I put that line, I'm done with the word tenths. It gets 1 line. How many tenths are we going to put there?
2.
What?
1.
What?
6.
6. Right before the tenths is the word 6. Okay. So 15 and 6 tenths. Find your answer. We're doing the D. Oh, okay, hold on. You are absolutely right. Bad teacher. Mala. ¿Cómo es posible? If I had candy here, I would give you candy. So we're doing D, so tenths is 2. So 15 and 2/10. Where is that? Right here. So that gets the letter D. And I'm going to skip I. We're going to go to, oh, I'm sorry, let's go to the E. Okay. It doesn't have an end. It will have a decimal because I see hundredths. So I'm going to put my decimal. Hundredths has how many zeros? So that means I put 2 lines. But now, how many hundredths am I going to put?
4.
Now my question is, does the 4 go first or do you think the 4 goes second? Because if I put the 4 first, I'm really writing 40 hundredths. And I don't have that. I've only got 400. So I have to put it like that, but fill it in with a what? To keep its place?
0.
A 0. So it's going to be 0.04, which is right here. Same thing. And that was the letter E. Okay. I need to hurry because we're running out of time. Right. So you really don't have that much to do. Again, you're finding these letters. Make sure that you put your what that decimal is on all of these letter places. And so on. So skip over to this one. Okay, is everybody on that side?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 0.5, but there's not just 5 sections. This is actually, there's 10. So this is 0.10. There's another 10, that's 0.20. Another 10, this is point what? Right here.
30.
And you should be labeling. There's another 10, 0.40. And then this should be really rewritten as a what? A 50. So I'll just put an extra 0. And you continue labeling. Now with that, are you now able to name your number 1?
Yeah.
Who thinks they know what it is? Caitlin, what?
27.
27. And I'm going to count backwards. Here's 30, 29, 28, 27. So you are right. It is 0.27. So I'm going to circle that because that's the answer. So for the number, I'm just going to, on this particular one, I look for my answer, 0.27, and I'm going to cross it out right here. When you're all done, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll have 6 boxes left. 6 boxes left. This is when, if AK was one of your boxes left, when you're all done crossing out 20, then the ones that are left, you'll put AK. If that were left, then you'd put the GR. But again, you have to first cross out 20. So let's go ahead and look at this one. This is the same thing down here, except it starts with 4. And here it's 4N 10 hundredths, 4N 20 hundredths. So let's do your number 4. What do you think your number 4 is? Is it 4, Gabriel, what?
4.8.
Is it 4.8 or 4.08? 4.08. Because it's not even up to 10 yet. Okay, so that should be 4.08. So I'm going to find that answer. Make sure you put your answer here. 4.08, where is it? Right down here. So you're going to cross out that box. I've got a couple more that we're going to do, and then I'm going to be done. Okay, so we have time. All right. So here, again, you're going to be writing the numbers. Let me pick out 2. Okay, we'll do these. We'll do number 9 and 13. So number 9, do you have the word and?
No.
No. So I'm not going to have a whole number, but I know that I'm going to have thousandths. So I need to put a decimal. THS indicates there's something on the decimal side. Think of 1,000. How many zeros in 1,000?
3.
So that means 1,000 is 1, 2, 3 places. Guess how many thousandth I have? Do I put it in the beginning or at the end?
At the end.
Always at the end. And what do I fill it in with?
0.
A 0. So let's find that answer. Oh, here it is, right here. So it's near the top, right here. Cross that out, and we're good to go. Then the number, we're almost done. This one, I see the word and, circle it, and circle your underline your last place value. So 49 and is easy to do. What is 49 and? What does the and stand for? Decimal. So 49, I've got $49 and then we're done with the thousands once I write how many lines I need for thousand. How many lines in thousands?
3.
1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. And I've only got 2 thousandths. Where am I going to put that 2?
At the end.
Very good. And what am I going to fill it in with?
2 zeros.
2 zeros. Always make sure you're getting the right answer. Please don't wait until the end to check your answers, because if I made a mistake here and here and here and I look for it at the end, you know now how to do it wrong. So find your answer right away. It's right here and cross it off. Okay. And the last thing that you're going to do is this column. Let me see if we can do a hard one. So let's look at 20. Let's look at the ones without a whole number. It's 108. How much is 100 plus 8?
108.
So I can put 108. And then is coming up a decimal. So in fact, go to the longest one. The longest one has 1, 2, 3 places. So I need to put 1, 2, 3. Guess where that 1 is? Is it in the first place, the second, or the third?
First.
The first. Where is this 8? Is it the first, the second, or the third? The third. So guess what I'm going to put right here? A 0. 108 and 108 thousandths. And that is right here. Let's see if we could do one more of those. Make it a little bit harder. This is number 16. So here's our whole number. What's our whole number? 20. And then our longest decimal has how many places? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Do we have anything in the tenths?
No.
No. Do we have anything in the hundredths?
Yes.
A 2. Do I have anything in the thousands? The third one over? Guess what I'm going to do to fill that in? A 0. And let's see if that answer's there. And this, by the way, make sure that's not close enough. So you need the exact number, or you need to come up and see me. Oh, there it is right there. The UN. And cross it out. Okay? And there you go, people. Does that make sense? And again, if you have 6 left over, you're going to write those down here. And at this time, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to come around and collect your homework. And you may work together on the front and the back. And goodbye, people. If you have any questions, just email me.